Guys, welcome to class. Today we want to look at photography. Once again, welcome to photography class. And in today's class, we'll be looking at introduction to photography, understanding photography, life skill, and careers. My name is Itunu Oyewale, and I am your teacher for today. So, if we look at what photography is, if I'm to ask you, you tell me it's about taking pictures. But photography is far more beyond taking pictures. So I'm going to run you through what we have for today. So under the introduction to photography, we have the essence of photography. We also look at the importance of photography, history of photography, and then finally we look at the areas of photography. So I want you to sit down, relax, and then find any time convenient for you to go over the video. Feel free to pause it and make sure you make notes, jot your notes, okay? And then ask your question at the end of this class. All right, let's go into the content. So we'll look at introduction to photography. We'll look at the learning objectives, which I've just shown you. What is photography? Photography as visual communication, photography as record keeping, photography and daily life. We also look at the importance of photography, career importance, history of photography, camera obscura, areas of photography, career path in photography, and then we have a summary before you go with your assignment, and then that will be what we have for today. All right, guys, let's move on. So I've already introduced what photography is to you, and photography is picture element that is used to preserve history communication. So in this lesson, in our objective, you will learn the definition, you will see how the importance is, how it relates to our daily life, you will know what camera obscura is and areas, and how it affects us and how we can make it a career path. So photography can be a career path for you. Okay, moving on. What is photography? So you can see in the slide, photography is the art and science of producing images by capturing light using a camera. Anytime you take a picture, you are practicing photography. So I'm sure most of you like to take pictures, and as you can see, even when you take pictures, you will love to edit them. You love different people taking you on different kind of pictures for different events, birthday parties, when you're in school, and whatever event it is. And let me also let you know that photography is one of the things that made video what it is today. So video cannot come into existence without photography. But that is not our topic for today. So let's move on. Photography as visual communication. So the power of pictures. Photography is a form of visual communication. That is, you can communicate using pictures. Pictures can speak volumes without any spoken words and are used in news, advertisement, and social media to tell stories or convey messages. You will agree with me on that? That you can use a lot of pictures to convey different stories. For instance, when you were giving birth to, perhaps your parent took you some pictures, and those pictures can tell when you were born. You can also infer when you had your first year birthday and different events, activities of. It also helps you to keep memories of events like wedding, birthday parties, and so on and so forth. So photography You can see the power. It tells pictures, it keeps communication without talking. It can be used to advertise as well, as just like you see billboards around your areas. You see where they do where they you see a place, you see food is ready, and then they capture some sweet images of food using photography. You can see, it's even easier for you when you're advertising with images than somebody that does not advertise. Also, if you look around, you find a lot of POS merchants around where you can always do your transaction. So it becomes easier for anybody that travels from one point to another, seeing that image POS, then you can go and do your transaction. You can see without talking, without asking anybody. Photography, you've used it to communicate. So photography as visual communication has been sorted. Now, photography as record keeping. I said earlier on that you can use it to preserve memories. So photography helps us to keep record of important events, making them part of our personal and national history. You can see, even if you check very well, most of us, we have what we call photo album in our house, in our homes. We have photo album that you can always run through to know different events. And also pictures can tell stories. You can be able to say, oh, in 2000 and let's say 19, there was COVID-19, or 2020 there was this. These are the things that happened. When you see pictures of people wearing masks, that reminds you of what happened that time, you know. So then let us look at photography and daily life. Every day photography is being used for something important in the house, from passport photos to social medias and family albums. Photography helps us identify ourselves, connect and share experiences. So you will agree with me that photography is used every day. Even if you open a newspaper, you want to, the caption of what you see, the images and pictures you see can tell you a whole lot even without you reading. So that is the power of photography in our daily lives. You use it for a lot of things that you feel like, for advertisement, like we mentioned earlier on, and then pass information, billboards, use it as a flyer to invite people for events and occasions. So photography is definitely used in our daily life. Then, what is the importance? Let us look at the importance of photography. Why photography matters. Photography records events, supports advertising, aids scientific research, helps journalists report the news, and allows for artistic expression. So you can see somebody using photography to pose, and then you see the person on different billboards. That's the power of photography. Even artists use photography to advertise whatever it is that they want. Schools use photography for their yearbook, for their notebooks, a news magazine, and a whole lot. So these are the importance of photography. It helps us to keep a record of events. It supports advertisement. And scientists also use photography as forensic information. For instance, when you go to the hospital and then they ask you to go and check for a scan, it's photography, because it's the machine that is going to snap what is inside that person's body, and then it is being printed. So that is still part of photography. And then we have career importance. You will agree with me that photography is very much more important, and it is what we cannot do without on a day-to-day basis. So photography should be more than just a hobby. You can make photography a career. So photography itself is a skill, is a career on its own. Many people earn a living as photographers, photo editors, content creators, and journalists. So all these people cannot do without cameras, whether you like it or not. And you don't want to know how much it is that content creators are making. So photography is beyond a hobby. You can decide to make photography a career today. So just make your choice, and then you'll be amazed at how easy and how fast and how quick you can grow in this career path called photography. So the next point, we are going to history of photography. We won't stay too much because photography started as what we call camera obscura. Camera obscura. So photography began with the camera obscura, a dark box with a small hole to form an image. This was the forerunner of today's camera. So photography did not just become what it is today. It started from somewhere, just like most of us can still remember the different mobile phones that we have seen in the year past. So in the next few years, you will know that iPhone 17 Pro Max that you know today will be something that people will even ask you, was there anything as that? Because times are changing. There will always be evolution, there will always be new things coming into play. So photography is very, very much important for everyone to learn, to know, and then to improve in. So we need to know the history of photography so that we can appreciate what we have today. Before now, there was nothing like a phone that has a camera. But today, everybody can take pictures with their cameras, and then that's part of photography. That's an evolution. And then we still have high quality standard compute cameras that you can use to snap pictures. So we are going to look at camera obscura. Now I'm going to show you an image of what camera obscura looks like. So this is the camera obscura. You can see it. It's like a box, right? It's a box. There are different types of it. There are some, in fact, this particular image is a revised, one of the modernized obscura, although we still have more modern ones today. But obscura used to be as big as a room in time past, just like a computer. Before now, the computer that we know now, the laptop, used to be as big as a hall. That is what a computer used to be like, until different inventions passed and innovations to what we have today. So the same thing happened to what we call the obscura. So this is the image of the obscura. So how does the obscura work? The camera obscura uses a small hole to let light in, forming an inverted image inside the box. This principle is still used in modern cameras today. So you can see in the previous image I sent, that I showed you, you could see that there is a man that is standing upside. Yes, exactly, this image. You can see the image there. The man is standing upside down. Meanwhile, if you look at the lens in front there, where the camera lens is in front, the person, obviously nobody will be standing upside down. The person is actually standing erect, but the mirror of the camera, then it does everything upside down. It prints upside down. And that this is exactly what camera obscura is, and what it works, how it works rather. So I hope that we understand what camera obscura is. It's the ancient form of how camera came into existence. So we can call it old camera system. So it's a system where a small hole lets light in it to form an inverted image. That's what camera obscura is. So please feel free to ask your questions, jot down your questions at the end of this class, and you can as well go on the internet to check for more pictures of obscura, camera obscura, and any other information you feel you need to. Okay, let's move. We are looking at areas of photography. Areas of photography. So there are different areas in photography. Photography has many areas. You can decide to dive into fashion, nature, sport, documentary, forensic, and architectural photography. So each requiring unique skill and focus. So all these areas of specializations, they have uniqueness in how they function. Somebody who takes camera or takes pictures for sake of fashion or textile or print is different from someone who takes for nature. You've seen some people that you can see different images if you pick up an Ankara fabric. You see different images there. These are designs. Somebody can take that, and then you can have another person taking images of human being posing, having different poses, and then you can just like if you go to a fashion designer, you see that you see different pictures of what we call a catalog. In a catalog book, you see different pictures of the designs that you want, either male or female. So that's photography. We also have nature, people that snaps birds, they snap oceans, rock, mountains, hills and valleys, and also sport. In sport, okay, World Cup or Nations Cup, you see different pictures of different athletes, or let's say different footballers, designed carefully. It's part of photography. You also have, you can use it for documentary purpose, for storytellings, for forensic investigation, for architectural designs, pictures of different houses and different cars. You can do a whole lot when it comes to using your camera to make photographs. So each of these requires a unique skill and expertise that you need to learn from. So I'll run through those areas again. So these are areas of photography. There are more, it's not restricted. So you can use them for forensic, you can use it for nature, for sport, for underwater, for war, for documentary, for architecture, and so on. A whole lot. They are not restricted. They are not restricted at all. So the choice is yours to decide on what area or aspect of photography you would like to explore. So moving on, let us look at career path in photography. Remember, I told you earlier that photography is a career on its own. Some people see it as a hobby, but it is beyond a hobby. So build your path. You can choose from several professional routes depending on your interest. With practice and creativity, a successful photography career is possible. So you can make your design, you can make your choice of what career path in photography do you want to explore, and you can have more than one. So the choice is always yours to make. So in summary, let's have a recap of what you have learned. We learned the meaning, the importance, the history, and major areas of photography. So you can say photography is both a valuable life skill and a potential career. So beyond snapping pictures for fun, photography can be a career. And I wish you all the very best as you explore more of photography. I would like you to start thinking of how to get a camera for yourself, but it's not until you get a camera before you start exploring photography. You can start with a mobile phone, try different images, and then explore. So as we come to the end of today's class, I would like to leave you with this assignment. Uh, I want you to write one page on how photography can help you in your future career. Just write just a page of how photography can help you in your future career. Thank you for listening. See you in our next class. I remain your teacher, Mr. Itunu Oyewale. Thank you and bye for now. Remain blessed. Please remember to jot down any question that you may have, and also I will advise that you go as well on the internet to source for more information that you feel will be useful to you. Bye for now.